Hi Manish,
Hey Prakrit,
how's it going?
I was about to do an intro,
Oh,
then you
oh,
interrupted me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, please go on.
Right.
What are we doing today?
Uh, so today we're taking a look at co-op games.
Oh, okay. I think I might be in the wrong room, but yeah, sure. I don't mind talking about this.
What do you mean you're in the wrong room?
I I was supposed to do this video with. Never mind. Let's go on. Yeah.
Right. I'm just gonna do the actual intro now.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
So
Wait. Don't we generally cue intro music at this point?
in the sea of online multiplayer games, co-op games aren't getting the love they deserve. This is Manish, and today on the Score channel, we've got a list of the best co-op games that you can play right now. We're talking you and your friends versus the world. Not exactly the competitive kind, but you know, co-op games.
I think I have a few games as well. Do you mind if I add them to the list?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
So, should I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
So, first up, we have Portal 2. What many consider the undisputed king of co-op games, Portal 2 is a masterpiece. The Portal based puzzle game was already pretty fantastic, then they added another player to the equation, and now it's doubly fantastic. The game was confusing enough with two portals, but now, you add four to the mix and reality starts warping. And there's plenty of variety in the puzzles, with pretty much all of them requiring cooperation of some kind. There's going to be plenty of fun sabotage going around, but you do have to keep in mind that both parties have to make it to the exit to succeed, so communication is often the key to make that happen.
Like any good couple.
Portal 2's co-op experience is the kind that only comes around once, and if you haven't experienced it yet, you're missing out.
Well, have you played Warhammer Vermintide II?
No, I haven't.
I have, and it's actually quite interesting. I mean, while Vermintide might come across as an L4D knockoff, you know what L4D is?
I think that's Left 4 Dead, right?
That's right, yeah. The game actually has a lot going for it. The enemy is the humanoid rat-looking things.
You mean the Vermin, right?
Yeah, the vermin. They're a lot smarter than their undead counterparts in Left 4 Dead, so fighting them is a lot more challenging and fun. And the game's got 5 different classes. Each class has its own abilities and weapons, and working together provides really good results. There's also a lot of variety around the enemies. It's a nice sprinkling of bosses and enemy swarms to keep things fresh. Also, the game's melee combat is really fantastic. But you know the best part?
No, but I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
That's right. You need zero knowledge of the Warhammer universe to get the game. That was what pulled me in, actually.
Oh yeah, that's good because the Warhammer universe has a lot of
It's
lore.
huge,
Yep,
yes.
Anyway, so next we've got a game that, well, according to the script, would give Sanjeev Kapoor a run for his money.
क्या खुशबू आ रही है
And we are talking about Overcooked 1 and 2. So, Overcooked 1 and 2 are both unrealistic kitchen simulators, but they're a lot of fun for 2 to 4 players who are playing together, and not so much fun for the customers who are waiting for their food. The goal is pretty simple. You've got orders to complete, and you've got to prepare and combine certain ingredients in a certain order for that to work. And everyone needs to do their part ASAP. Like, you need to be on
A
it.
well-oiled machine.
You pretty much need to be functioning like a well-oiled machine. A
That's
group of 2 to 4 players,
never
that's
happening.
not happening. Yeah. Overcooked keeps things interesting by constantly throwing obstacles your way. So, obstacles in a kitchen.
Wait, what obstacles? Like a
So,
frying pan?
sure, this is where things get interesting in Overcooked. You see, the layouts in Overcooked are constantly changing depending on the difficulty level you're playing at. Like, even in the middle of a level, the kitchen can change.
Into a giant dragon.
You know what? That might actually be a level in the future. So basically, the levels are designed to ensure that you're constantly stepping on each other's toes. Like, they're inviting the chaos, and you really need to think on your feet to beat the chaos and, make sure your customers don't leave unhappy, but, nobody
that
really cares about it.
actually does sound like fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Although, if we talk about messes, then that brings us to mopping its way down to aisle for who writes this.
We need to have some words.
Yeah, clearly. So, imagine. Are you imagining?
Yes.
So, imagine. The player has just made his way through a game level. Like, say something like, I don't know, Half-Life or
Doom.
Doom. Yes. So, they're making their way through a level, and they're obviously leaving a pile of corpses and broken environmental elements behind them, and they moved on to the next level. Enter the Viscera cleanup crew. A group of tough-ass janitors who need to clean up the level and reset everything that the next player passes through.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Now imagine a crew of up to 32 players doing this simultaneously. Hint, nothing gets done.
I mean, I expected that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said with the previous game, Overcooked. There's a lot of fun and a lot of chaos. You gotta mop up blood, incinerate body parts lying around, refill potion containers, the works. Just nothing goes to plan, and there'll all be someone knocking over a bucket of bloody goop all over the place, someone else walking over it and tracking bloody footsteps everywhere. It's a mess.
Sounds like a chore. But a
Yeah.
fun chore.
Yeah, exactly. 32 people trying to clean up one level.
So, continuing with the scriptwriter's cheesy titles, how many people does it take to tango?
3?
No, takes 2.
Oh.
Which is the name of the next title. It Takes Two.
Ah.
It Takes Two is arguably the best game from Hazelight Studios. You might know them for making A Way Out recently, which was actually also really popular. It was a
people
co-op,
running out of prison.
a co-op game to break out of prison.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, some of the games on this list can be played solo, but they're no fun alone. But It Takes Two takes two. That's true. Hey, that right. Now, there's no two ways about it. You need 2 players to play this game. The game's got a pretty heartfelt story, but really, it's the fantastic co-op gameplay that you want to play this game for. The puzzles are great, there's a lot of variety, there's a solid mix of, actual cooperation and friendly competition to constantly keep things fresh. The level design is amazing. The best part is, you don't even need to buy 2 copies of the game to play. Every copy comes with a free friend pass for player 2.
Something like this video.
Apparently.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Deep Rock Galactic. It's a game about space dwarves who enjoy mining asteroids for shinies. They simultaneously start blasting critters who possibly want to eat them. Well, the goal is simple. These dwarves fill their pockets with the materials they've mined, and now they need to hightail it to the pickup point within the time limit, or they get left behind and get eaten by the critters.
Or until ammo runs out.
The game is designed so that you excel when you've got multiple people in the party, all fulfilling different roles with the different classes available in the game, like any other good team shooter. The game forces you to adapt and think on your toes as you attempt to navigate through the asteroid, mine your way through the 3-dimensional and fully destructible environment. Oh, and of course, the adrenaline rush that you and your friends experience when you need to rush the pickup point is not something that a lot of games on this list can provide.
That's true, I've actually played this game. And if I recall in our review about it, we said this game is actually co-op first and everything else later. So, lucky number 7 on this list, which is Monster Hunter World, which I have happened to invest a lot of time into. Okay?
Yeah, you and like a lot of people in this office.
No, I think it's just me.
Oh yeah, you and at least one more person in this office.
No, it's still just me.
Mithun doesn't play Monster Hunter?
I mean, he played for a bit, but you know how he is with games that involve skill.
Yes, that's true. Maybe somewhere down the line you will see a video of Mithun playing Dark Souls.
Oh, no.
That's on the list.
There's recorded evidence of me saying Mithun has no skill. Coming back to the list. Monster Hunter World is the first Monster Hunter game to make it to mainstream consoles. We're talking to PCs and the PS4 and the Xbox. Prior to this, Monster Hunter was an exclusive to the handheld Nintendo consoles. World comes with a ton of quality of life features to help the influx of new players who are experiencing Monster Hunter for the first time because it's on mainstream consoles. It is, as the name suggests, it's a game about hunting monsters. Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Surprise! Hunting monsters is serious business. Learning about them, the ecosystems they live in, crafting all the stuff you'll need to begin your hunt, bring in more friends to play, and it's 4 times the fun. I mean, because it's a party of 4 including. Yeah. The game is designed to be a co-op game, as can be seen by some of the weapons in the game, which are designed to be support-oriented. But it's not just the hunting that you'll be doing together. Once you've teamed up, you'll all meet up in the tavern, enjoy a nice meal together, prepare for your hunt together, head out together and take down your target, or, lose to it several times over and over again.
Dropping into number 8 on our list is Human Fall Flat. Much like that joke.
Whoops!
Now, when Human Fall Flat first dropped on Steam, it was slightly amusing. It was a physics-based puzzle platformer featuring blob-like creatures that you played to maybe pass time for a bit, and then promptly forgot about. Then the devs decided to add co-op, and there was no going back. This included both 2-player local co-op and up to 8 players online. If you've ever played the game, then you know how chaotic things can get, and it's the good kind of chaotic. The goal of the game is simple: get your blobs towards the level's exit. Getting there is where all the fun and the chaos lies. Simple tasks like climbing onto ledges and jumping off can be a challenge on Human Fall Flat. Adding other players to the mix can only make things harder or easier, depending on you and your friends.
So, if it was us playing, we would never reach the exit.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Work together to figure out how to conquer the levels, or you can sneakily sabotage your friends and pawn off the blame.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Indeed.
Next, at number 9, we've got Borderlands 2 and 3. Now, while we can debate which is the better Borderlands between, 2 and 3, the co-op experiences in both are fantastic. Possibly even better in Borderlands 3. Sorry, Prakrit.
That's impossible!
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
Where they've added a bunch of quality of life features, such as difficulty scaling, instant loot drops, and whatnot. For those reasons in particular, I think Borderlands 3 is a better co-op experience overall, but
Go on.
that doesn't mean that 2 sucks.
Nobody spares my feelings.
Now, in addition to that, both 2 and 3 feature a bazillion guns,
Guns. Lots of guns.
and the guns have wacky personalities, sometimes legs. Overall, it's plenty of chaotic fun. Now, there's a nice variety in classes and even within the classes, so many different playstyles to opt for. 2 people playing the same class might be rocking completely different builds. So this is a fantastic FPS game to dive into. Made even better with friends to join in the chaos. Now, before we go any further, if you've been enjoying our video so far, please consider subscribing to our channel. It honestly helps us out a lot and encourages us to make more interesting content. And while you're at it,
Smash that like button as well.
Yep.
So, starting in the number 10 spot is Stardew Valley. A relaxing game, and that's all about hanging out in a farm. Much like Farmville. No, not exactly. Yeah. Anyway, unlike most of the games on our list, there's no challenge or objective here. Everyone can do their own thing or work together. The game is plenty good on its own and feels alive even when playing alone. Adding more people to the mix just multiplies that feeling and adds a whole new dimension to the already charming game.
well, moving on from, peace and charm, if heist games are your thing, then Payday 2 is the game for you and your fellow criminals, I guess. Imagine this. A group of 4 players sets up for a heist, prepared with a plan, an exit strategy, the whole shebang. The time has come, you arrived at the location, you split up, and within seconds, someone or the other has
Fudged up. Fudged up.
Fine. Hey man, I don't think you play this game, okay? Okay? You don't understand. It's like the entire population of that city is just police officers.
Fudging crazy.
Every police officer in the area is after you. At this point, the game's more like Vermintide or Left 4 Dead, where you're dealing with hordes of cops, rather than, a stealth precision game. As you play and you advance through the skill trees until eventually you might get to a point where you could pull off at least one successful heist. Until that day comes though, you're hooked just by the thought of it.
I'm hooked already. Well, number 12 on this list is Divinity, Original Sin 2. This is a pretty great RPG by itself, but it becomes even greater when you bring a friend or 3 along. Original Sin 2...
Do you have 3 friends?
I do, I don't think our scriptwriter is. Original Sin 2 handles multiplayer in a very unique way. Your friends aren't simply joining you in their story. Everyone is in their own story at the same time, and they don't necessarily have to be your friends. In-game friends, I mean.
Okay.
They could be your enemies as characters.
Sure.
Maybe the character hates your guts, and they'll
In the game.
In the game, exactly. Only in the game, and they do everything they can do to secretly sabotage you, including killing an important NPC that you might need to talk to in the future. The game gives you the freedom to keep it that way. This unique approach of co-op gameplay makes Divinity Original Sin 2 a rather brilliant game to play and experiment around with friends or people you really want to annoy.
Sounds like a plan. Next, at number 13, we've got Diablo 3, which is quite ominous.
Indeed.
Diablo on 30. Anyway,
At least
this game,
666.
a list of 666 games would take forever. But this game has boatloads of content, and all of it can be enjoyed from the start to the finish with 3 other friends. This is a masterclass in action RPG with tons of replayability thanks to the different classes available. And all you and your friends need to do is decide on the class you're going to play and then jump right in and start decimating your enemies.
Or friends.
Sure, that works too. At lower difficulties, it's mindless mashing, but as you crank up the difficulty, planning becomes essential and roles become important.
And lastly, to top off this list, we have an absolute legend of a game. Can you guess what it is?
Super Mario,
Uh,
Tetris, Ping Pong, Galaga, 20 to go on.
are you an 80s kid? I'm a little confused.
You said it's been around since the beginning of time.
No, my scriptwriter said it's been around since the beginning of time, and I get where you where that went wrong. But anyway, it's one of the most legendary games to play, and it's really fun. We are obviously at this point in time talking about Minecraft, aren't we?
Fair enough.
Yes.
This best-selling game of all time is many things, and it does all things really well. Anyone can jump in, it's not too difficult, but if you're looking for a challenge, you can still find it in the game. Jump in with a group of friends and work together, or do your own thing. Whatever you feel like. Compete for resources, see who makes a fancier base, set up booby traps for your friends, and try to anticipate.
He said
That would be a scriptwriter, people.
Yeah.
And try to anticipate when vengeance will come. Play the game as an RPG and work your way to the final boss, or just chill and farm.
Yeah. Sounds like a mishmash of every other game so far.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's why it's legendary, I suppose. It's got elements from everywhere else.
Yeah. So, this was our video for the best co-op games of all time.
hey man, you saw the script. You could have fixed it if it was wrong.
So this was our video of the best co-op games that you can play right now. Hope you found our list helpful, and let us know if you thought the list was made by a worthless, spineless creep. Hello, I made this list. Okay, I'm just gonna read the script, and then I'm gonna go beat up the script writer. So, let us know if you thought this list was made by a worthless, spineless cretin who forgot to add your favorite game. This is Manish from Score, and if you are like me and have no friends to play co-op games with, we will be making a list of the top single-player games you can play as well. So, stay tuned for more. This is Manish, signing out, and you're already watching Score.
Ouch! What the f?